guests of a production are allowed access. And speaking of Ron Howard, you probably know him as a famous movie director. It's kind of what he's known for nowadays. However, he got his start as an actor on television. He first appeared on The Andy Griffith Show and then later appeared for 6 seasons of the TV show Happy Days. There's a familiar profile next to the front door of Bungalow 5195. That's because that bungalow used to belong to Alfred Hitchcock, director of such classic films as Vertigo, The Birds, Rear Window, and Psycho. He's also known for making a parody of our old Metro sets. However, 3 years later, and with the help of some of Hollywood's top artists, you're about to see one of the most ambitious redesign projects in Hollywood's history. London Square. London Square is also where we have our non-denominational church facade. In fact, most of the buildings that you see here in our Metro sets are what we call facades. Facade means literally false front. Most of the time when we need a building for a film or TV show, we build facades, which means we build the front, the sides of the building.
And I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up with this 3D immersive experience. So you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have...
Which started out its life as a Ford F-150 pickup truck before it was converted into the vehicle that you see there. We also have the Deathmobile from Animal House, the Magnum PI Ferrari, which is actually a dune buggy with a fiberglass Ferrari shell, and a few cars down the row we have Biff's car from Back to the Future and a DeLorean from Back to the Future 2. And then finally, at the end of our car row, we have 2 more cars from our Fast and the Furious movies. Universal Studio Tour. So all those landing animatronic dinosaurs, they're still spraying real dinosaur spit. Ew. Now, if you've seen what he's talking about, I mean, we've got a little bit of cloud cover, but no rain. Wait a second. Well, okay, there you go. You know, we got a little bit of rain coming in this afternoon. There's a few clouds in the sky, so I can kind of see that. All right. But, I'm not so sure about this flash flood business. I mean, you need a lot more rain than this for a flash flood. But, hey, you know what? Al Roker, he's only human. He can make mistakes just like the rest of us, so, Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen, he was right on. Films. A lot of them would be shorts and serials that would be played before the main attraction. But a lot of history here on on Denver Street. Opened originally in 1915, so these are probably the oldest sets still standing in Hollywood that you see off to the left and right hand sides of the tram. And some of Hollywood's biggest cowboys have walked this street on a regular basis. Recently featured in an episode of Fox's Bones. We have a permanent subway set here on our lot because we can shoot here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year without ever having to interrupt the running schedule of an actual working subway system. This set is an oddity here in Holly's house, this lilac-colored home. Back in the old days, Bob and Lee's house used to be known as 1313 Mockingbird Lane from the Munsters. You can see Green's team in action, setting up some of the plants and foliage near Bob and Lee's house. They did all of the flowers and fake trees that you see here on this street. We also have Susan Meyer's house, Bree Hodges' house off to the right-hand side of the tram, and Lynette Scavo's house finally over to the left. Lynette Scavo, played by award-winning actress Felicity Huffman. Now, Season 1 of Desperate Housewives, Wisteria Lane, ended at the end of Lynette's house. Between Seasons 1 and 2, we knocked out the rest of this street, added this park, and 2 more practical sets, including the Pink House, coming up right behind me, which belonged to realtor Edie Britt, played by Nicolette Sheridan. Now, here's an example of this location. As the Whoville houses, they are drivable. They're modified golf carts with foam fiberglass shells. Now, the Who's had a pretty nasty neighbor in the Grinch, I think you'll agree, but nowadays, though, their lot hasn't improved much as they share an address with one of the most infamous locations in Hollywood. the Psycho House and Bates Motel, setting for Alfred Hitchcock's. I think that's Norman Bates. What's he doing here today? Oh, he's probably helping the person from room 1 into her car. He's actually a nice guy once you get to know him, that Norman Bates. Oh, no. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do not, whatever you do not look Norman Bates in the eyes. He hates eye contact. He gets really stabby. At this time of the day, he hasn't had his lunch yet. Oh, no. He's through a backlot and destroyed it specifically for the airplane crash scene for War of the Worlds. This particular airplane crash has also been featured in an episode of Desperate Housewives. I get that question occasionally. And we're going to be taking a brief stop. And while we're stopped, I'd like to invite you to stand up and take pictures of this set while I turn things over to Steven Spielberg and our...
All right, whenever you're ready.
Clear on the set. Let's see the bullet hits. And go. Smoke. Go. Fire. Go. Okay, we're clear for a full run through. All systems check. This one's for real, guys, so watch out. And action.
Give it up for Carnage and Karma. Take a bow, boys. You have definitely earned it.